This is an ever-growing scam that happens to real estate transactions, title companies, escrow companies. And this was a Silicon Valley executive lost almost $500,000 stolen by cyber criminals. Here's how it works, and here's how it's a very easy thing to avoid. So what happens is when you buy a house, at some point you're going to have to give money to buy that house. And how that works is you give the funds to a title company or an escrow company. What they do is they hold the funds, and then they get the deed from the seller, and once the deed is in their building and the money's in their building, they switch it. They give you the deed and give the seller the money. That way, if you just gave the seller the money and they didn't give you the deed, you'd be out the money. If the seller signed over the deed but you never gave the money, that would be a problem too. So it's kind of like what you see on those old drug deal movies where they give them at the same time, and that way they don't get ripped off. Well, the escrow company is kind of like that middleman. They hold both the payment and the deed, and once everything is satisfied, they exchange it with the other person. But what happens is scammers find out about this home sale. They hack into emails. They do cyber attacks on title companies, real estate agents, even things like home inspectors, because they get into emails and they find out about a transaction. And they monitor these emails for weeks or months, and they find out that Sally Smith is buying a house from Joe Schmo, and here's the amount, here's the title company. They get all the details. And then when the time is right, they will send a fake email to the buyer that says, this is the title company, and they'll have the name of the title company, the logo, all the right information. And I'm writing you on behalf of your realtor, Mary Smith. They know the name of the realtor from all this email conversation they've been monitoring. And it's time to wire your money for your transaction. Here's our bank account. Here's our routing number. Wire your money. And the email looks legitimate. It looks like it came from the title company, has all the right information, has the right amount, the exact amount, the address, the logos, everything is correct. And so you will be back in your video in just a few seconds. In the meantime, remember that actualhuman.com offers you live one-on-one private video consultation with an expert in this exact subject. We want to listen to your story. We want to hear your questions. We want to give you expert advisement of your options and tell you what we know about your particular situation. Now back to your video. So you wire the money. Well, come to find out, you wired it to a scammer. And the money's gone. And there's usually no way to get it back. There is a financial fraud kill chain that you could do. There's some IC3 stuff you can do. For more information, you can click the link below. But most of the time, the money's gone. How do you avoid this? Well, first of all, verify wiring instructions directly. How do you do it? Walk into the title company directly. Have them write it on a piece of paper and hand it to you. Or have them print it out on their on their letterhead and hand it to you. That's not even good enough. When you go to your bank to wire the money, wire them $10 or $100, small amount first. Then go back to the title company and have them verify they received it, and that's the right, correct information. And have them give you a printout of that receipt. Then go back to the bank and say, now wire the rest of my money, $400,000, whatever it is, to the same information. Because sometimes what the scammers will do is they'll say, oh, we've updated our wiring instruction. Here's a new account number. If you do that small thing, like do a test transaction for a small amount that you can afford to lose, $10, $100, even $1,000, then when you send the whole amount, you know it's going to the right place. Does it take extra time? Sure. You might have to make 2 or 3 trips to the title company, to the escrow company. Don't do it by phone. Some of these scammers are very slick, and they'll send you an email with a fake phone number that when you call them, it sounds like the title company. So go in person, get a printout of their wiring instructions, send them $10, go back to the title company, get a printout showing they received it, now go back to your bank and send the whole amount. Is it a lot of work? Yeah, it's probably an hour's worth of work, but it also puts your entire down payment, or if you're buying a house for cash, hundreds of thousands, in a safe zone rather than putting it at risk. So it's worth the extra expense. You can see the link below. We have some instructions and ideas how to do this. If you're a realtor, there's some checklists you can use. It's all free to be able to avoid having a catastrophe for one of your buyers. If you like this video, be sure to click on a few others on our channel
to see if there's other information that might be helpful to you about this same subject, or maybe even other related subjects that could assist you with your resolution of your issue.